It was a long, lonely season without Kenya-Nene last year when she was noticeably absent from season 11. But now, we've made it past that halfway mark for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12, and it feels like Kenya-Nene just cannot win.
Let me think. Would I invite a treacherous, nasty, hypocritical bully? Yeah, no.
It's Justin Diego back with another Bingeworthy video. And today, let's talk about how Kenya-Nene and her husband Marc Daly are back in the headlines after another awkward encounter and why Nene Leakes just can't take that much more.
I'm just not ready for all of this. It's just...
If you watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 12, episode 15, you already know that this episode was quite eventful. We've watched Kenya and Nene Leakes fall out and go head to head over and over again over the years. But in Sunday night's episode, rightfully titled Kenya versus Ken, Nene Leakes seemed genuinely open to a reconciliation, while Kenya was being petty from the very beginning.
Of course, I'm not going to invite Nene, but if Marc wants Gregg to come, that's fine. But I left her out of the invitation the same way I did on my post.
I mean, I get it. She and Nene are not in the best place, but I think that Kenya set herself up to look really silly by not faking the funk, or at least trying to meet her husband halfway, since he did finally decide to come on The Real Housewives of Atlanta after all this time for her.
We don't want your money, man. We want your time. So you don't have to give us money.
I'm glad Marc is trying to be more involved in the Atlanta community. For me, that's a plus because it means that he really is looking toward a future in Atlanta and not necessarily New York.
Anyways, apparently, Kenya was against inviting Nene to the charity event that Marc was having, but what was even pettier is that Marc wanted to have a bowling night with all of the couples before the big charity event, and Kenya was secretly so petty that she didn't invite Nene, and she invited Gregg, and that made everything even worse. But fans were rooting for Gregg when he set the record straight, basically saying that he ain't going nowhere that Nene Leakes can't go.
Here's my dilemma. I can't go nowhere my wife can't come.
Oh, nobody, she's invited?
No, she's not. She's not on the link to be invited.
You are invited.
If I had invited your husband and did not invite you, you would have a whole brand new baby over it, okay?
Here's the thing. Sometimes I find it really hard to sit here in y'all face with all this Team Troll energy that I have bottled up inside, because sometimes Kenya be bringing all of this mess on herself. Here is this man finally filming Real Housewives of Atlanta and actually doing events in Atlanta that actually shine some positive light on their relationship. And with everyone saying that they don't have good chemistry, I thought that this was a moment that could actually, make them look really cool and show that they are doing good things as a couple. And social media went crazy because it was really interesting to see how Marc stepped right up and showed us that he wears the pants in this marriage. And it felt like the Real Housewives of Atlanta editors are being so petty with this Ken mess.
Point is, I want him to be there. You have to support your spouse. I would never divide a couple. So I want you guys both there. Kenya agrees?
I agree.
So Marc calls Kenya Ken. Kenya plays all kinds of games. Kenya for hair care. But Ken can't do none of that if Marc is around. I love it when she's Ken, because Ken shuts the up.
Yeah, and you already know how Housewives fans are with AD tweeting, "Bish!" Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Marc really puts Kenya in check in front of all of her friends. Before another fan tweeted, "I wouldn't even argue with Kenya-Nene anymore. I'll call Marc and be like, Marc, Kenya out here with this BS again." Hands Kenya the phone. "Marc, won't you?" And the captain of the cool kids left me laughing so hard when he tweeted. The thing I love about Marc is he can see past Kenya's "the boy who cried wolf" BS, and he calls her on it every time! Exclamation point with the crying face laughing emoji. Yes, fans always have a lot to say, and they were definitely even pettier than Kenya and Portia just getting so much life from seeing Kenya switch it up and show a more docile side of herself, showing that for whatever reason, she can be extremely submissive toward her husband, Marc.
You don't run nothing over there. She just is quiet. Look at her like a church mouse.
I'm not sure if he has a real idea of how she can be. When she's with him, she becomes an angel. When she's with us, she's hell on wheels.
But everyone was not impressed, with some people feeling like Marc should have stood up for Kenya instead of throwing her under the bus. And yeah, I agree with Portia. If we're in a relationship, you better always have my back. And if not, at least fake it for the gram and in front of my girls.
Would Dennis ever throw you under the bus in front of him?
No. Dennis wouldn't do that because Dennis is gang. Listen, if I don't like her, you don't like her. You don't need to know why. I just don't like her, so we don't like her. So whatever reason I would have given, Dennis would have been like, yep, what she said, yep.
So, let me know, do y'all feel like it's strange to see Marc so clearly trying to secure a friendship with Nene Leakes? Or do you feel like he's seeing through Kenya's BS and Marc is just so over Kenya's games?
But imagine how tired we are. Imagine how tired we are of it.
I do think that it is really weird, and I would personally rather see Marc really just support Kenya publicly, whether she's wrong or not. I know, it's probably an unpopular opinion, but I feel like the wedding vows definitely say for better or for worse. In pettiness and in light, right? All I'm saying is, if you can't rock with me when I'm wrong, but trying to prove a point with my enemy, the marriage is off.
Well. Next question. See ya.
Thanks so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I really appreciate you guys rocking with me and being patient with me while I sip this Real Housewives of Atlanta tea for like this whole season. And I just want to say I'm proud of us because this is the most Real Housewives content that we have ever shared during a season, and the party is just getting started. Thanks again for watching this video. I will see y'all submissive wives on the next one.